Greetings and salutations, you pitiful worms. It is I, Professor Lunatic, and I have once again commandeered this wretched channel so that I may subject you to more animated chaos. This is Inkwell Insanity!
The Minotaur's my butler, the Cyclops my valet, a centaur drives my chariot that takes me down the way. For a river made of fire, through a street that's paved in bones, I got a dozen zombie skeletons to walk me to my throne. In the land of the dead, heck boy ain't it grand, I'm the overlord of the underworld, 'cause I hold horror's hand. In the land of the dead, I'm dark side royalty, I'm far renowned in the underground, and you can't take that away from me. No, you can't take that from me.
Now, if you're wondering where your pusillanimous critic is, don't worry. I've concocted a sinister scheme which will leave him too busy to stop me. Hey critic, I'm going to film a spooky Halloween special for your dumb YouTube channel. What? Yes, now that loser is taken care of, we can continue our little journey into animated madness. So, where is your demented host going to take you today? Why, to one of the most dark and sinister places known to mankind, the park. Oh, but not just any park. No, no, no. This park is home to a talking blue jay and his annoying slacker raccoon best friend. That's right. Our latest trek through oblivion will see us arrive at the Season 2 premiere of Regular Show! Our sordid tale of misery and woe begins at a location that's sure to strike fear into the hearts and minds of all Zoomers who are accustomed to the convenience of streaming and social isolation, the video rental store. Our protagonist, Rigby, runs out of its doors carrying a film he's just rented. On his way back to the park that he works at, he bumps into a man dressed as the Empire State Building, and he has the following exchange with him.
Oh, sorry, man.
Nice outfit.
It's a costume! They make me wear it!
A character who spits on the masses who are beneath him for the crime of being mildly inconvenienced? Finally, a character that I can relate to. We smash cut to the park house later that night, where Rigby and his best friend Mordecai are preparing to watch a movie. When Mordecai notices that Rigby's brought a new film for them to watch, he asks about their plans to watch his film, which is titled Shy Guy. Rigby turns him down, complaining that they've seen that film 100 times, and begins to tell Mordecai about Ello, Gov'nor, the movie that he picked out for them.
Yeah, man, it's foreign. Check it. A British taxi is possessed by the soul of its driver seeking revenge on the lowly gang members who murdered him. Pay the fare or pay the price.
Ugh, the only scary thing about this movie so far is how bad the tagline is.
No, dude, not another horror movie. Last time I had to walk you to the bathroom every night for a week.
That reminds me of how Alex acted after he first watched Faces of Death. Rigby insists that he won't be scared of the film because it's old and cheesy, and Mordecai gives in. They turn off the lights, crack open the case, and pop the VHS tape into their VCR. Why do their screams sound like fake orgasms? At first, Things seem to be going totally fine. But as Mordecai and Rigby continue watching the movie, Rigby gets increasingly traumatized by the horrific scenes on display, such as the killer car leaving its tire prints on their victim's journal, jumping out of the bathtub of its next victim to attack them, and hitting a third victim en route to eating them whole. Mordecai, on the other hand, gets lulled to sleep by the carnage, like the little sociopath that he is, only waking up once the movie ends and the TV turns to static.
Dude, that was so cheesy. I mean, what was up with the taxi? Was it supposed to be evil or normal, but haunted by a ghost controlling the taxi? Or what, you know?
Am I the only one who thinks that Rigby's reaction here is a tad stupid? I mean, him and Mordecai have faced all manners of horrific monstrosities throughout their time working at this park, and yet some cheesy old horror film about a killer car is enough to leave him mentally scarred? That's like a Vietnam veteran getting PTSD from watching Hotel Transylvania. It just makes no sense. Anyways, the two of them head back up to their room, where Mordecai sleeps soundly in his bed. Rigby, on the other hand, groans and convulses as his mind torments him with imagery from the movie he watched, which is where the real fun begins. He gets up and runs over to the nearby window to check his surroundings. After initially seeing nothing outside, he does one last check and discovers the car from the movie parked underneath a nearby tree. He tries to wake Mordecai up, but...
Hello, Gov'nor.
And this, vermin, is why you never underestimate a show that's titled Regular Show, because you'll never know what kind of horrors it will subject you to. Rigby wakes up from his nightmare, screaming his head off, prompting his friend to hurl a pillow at his face. When Rigby tells him about the problem he's facing, Mordecai gives him the worst advice ever.
Just dream about something else then. Dream like you're a tough guy or something.
Ah, yes. And I'm totally sure that you'll be able to exercise a large degree of control over your dreams, which are involuntary. Moron. Honestly, Mordecai's advice is almost as stupid as Patrick's solution to the Alaskan bullworm debacle.
We should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else.
Rigby goes back to bed while trying to follow his friend's foolish advice. As he drifts back off into sleep, he imagines himself as...
They say this city's tough, but I'm tougher.
Dear God, he's a fan of Jack from Darkseid 2! Everyone run for your lives! As Rigby walks down the street, he passes by a hoodlum dressed in the weirdest ghetto attire I've ever seen. Seriously, it looks like he came out of a gay biker bar. Anyways, the hoodlum follows Rigby into a dark and deserted alleyway, where he tries to shank Rigby with a knife. It's here where we learn what Rigby's ideal badass name would be.
You walked down the wrong alley, Riggerson.
Wow, the only thing lamer than that would be if he nicknamed himself Fists.
The name's Fists!
And now I know why Alex tries to keep his mouth shut when reviewing this crap. Before Fists can beat the hoodlum to a pulp, the British taxi from before shows up, repeats the name of the episode for the millionth time, and runs Rigby over. Rigby wakes up screaming again, stirring an annoyed Mordecai awake as well. When Rigby tells him what his deal is, Mordecai pulls an "I told you so" in response. Rigby takes this remarkably well, apologizing to his friend for putting him through all of this.
I know, I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Nice try, Rigby, but your humility won't spare you from the horrific torture that you're about to be inflicted with. So, Mordecai, how are you going to handle this wretched creature?
Alright, dude. We just gotta desensitize you to the horror. We're gonna watch Ello Gov'nor over and over again until you stop being scared.
Oh, well, I would have tied his nipples to jumper cables and then electrocuted him, but forcing him to relive his trauma works too, I guess. After the quick establishing shot of the park house, you know, in case you forgot where this episode took place, we cut back to the living room, where Mordecai is smashing Rigby's face against their TV screen. He tries to get Rigby to acknowledge the obvious crappy effects that the filmmakers of Ello Gov'nor used. An exercise that lasts 2 entire days.
Look at it. You look at it, you look at it.
So, ignoring how incredible it is that these two managed to stay awake for so long, how is it that none of their coworkers noticed what they were doing throughout this time? I mean, I know that weird shit always happens at this park, but don't these two have jobs to work? I feel like someone, or something, would have interrupted this bizarre exercise of theirs by now. Anyways, Rigby eventually wrestles free of Mordecai's grasp and ejects the VHS tape from their VCR player. He then hurls it straight into the wall, where it shatters into 1,000,000 pieces, much to the dismay of their boss, a talking gumball machine named Benson.
What the heck is going on?
Rigby's just freaked out by this dumb British movie we watched.
Well, you better have this mess cleaned up by the time I get back from my cricket game.
Cricket?
Yeah, I'm trying new things, so what?
Will British people be there?
It's cricket. What do you think?
Man, it sure is fortuitous that Benson just so happened to be trying out a game of cricket on the exact same day that Rigby was trying to overcome his fear of British people. And it's even more fortuitous that British people just so happen to be attending the game that Benson is playing. We smash cut to the cricket game, which is being held at the park for whatever reason. Mordecai once again tries to quell Rigby's fears by pointing out how calm and collected these random British people are, only for them to surround our trio and greet Rigby in their native tongue.
Hello, Gov'nor.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Gov'nor.
Huh. So this is how the Native Americans felt when they first met the Pilgrims. The British taxi from before suddenly bursts forth from the crowd, scaring Rigby into running back towards the house. As Mordecai laments his terrible parenting skills, 2 other park employees named Skips and Pops come over, with the latter decrying Rigby's fear as silly, since his British taxi isn't frightening in the slightest.
Wait, Pops, you own a British taxi?
What do you mean by that, Mordecai? Haven't you seen Pops's taxi before? I'm pretty sure he's driven it around you guys. Jeez, with memories this horrible, I'm surprised that Mordecai remembers anything about Rigby's past with scary movies. We screen wipe to Mordecai and Pops standing in front of a wooden barn that Pops keeps his taxi in, with Rigby in tow. When the raccoon asks what's in the barn, Mordecai assures him that it's something which'll help him overcome his fears. Pops then opens the door, revealing the lone yellow taxicab parked inside.
There she is! Isn't she a beauty?
What the heck, Pops? I thought you said you had a British taxi.
A British taxi? Oh, I thought you said a brownish taxi.
But that taxi's yellow.
Yellow? My taxi's no coward, I guarantee you that!
Never mind.
Damn it! I'm supposed to be screaming, not laughing! Mordecai and Pops walk towards the car, with the former asking his friend if he's ready to take a cruise through the park. Rigby adamantly refuses, seeing all taxis as the same, like the carphobe that he is. And when Mordecai says that it'll only be a short drive, Rigby quickly claims that he needs to use the restroom, and runs into the one nearby. Things seem to be going normally for him, until... Hello, Gov'nor. Hello, Gov'nor. Ah, yes. Now this is the true torment that a sadist like me craves. Rigby bursts into the garage and hops into Pops's taxi, urging him to step on the gas. When Mordecai asks him what's wrong, Rigby explains that he's being hunted by the taxi from Ello, Gov'nor. Mordecai doesn't believe him, which is strange considering all the supernatural bullshit he's already been through at this park. But when Rigby insists that he hasn't gone totally bonkers, Mordecai tells him to relax and enjoy their car ride. Rigby reluctantly agrees, and we fade to a wide shot of Pops driving through what has to be the largest park I've ever seen. Seriously, how is a place this massive successfully kept in order by less than 10 people? Anyhow, Pops turns down a road leading to a conveniently placed forest that's dark and spooky. Rigby, unsurprisingly, freaks out at this development, asking a clearly exhausted Pops why they're driving through this place. Pops gives him the following creepy response.
I always drive deep into the woods when I want to clear my mind. Don't you just love the scenery?
Jeez, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that Pops is actually in league with the creepy British taxi and is trying to help it kill Rigby. Damn it, Rigby! I thought I told you not to take any more LSD today! Rigby begins to hyperventilate, which is the exact time that the British taxi decides to reveal itself to him. Because if there's one thing I can respect, it's a killer with some dramatic flair. It drives through the trees behind them, further scaring the crap out of Rigby. You know what that means? It's time for the card to spontaneously break down!
Oh, bother.
What? Why are we stopping? What's going on?
It seems we've run out of gasoline.
Oh man, this is not good. He's coming and we're stuck here.
Oh, come on! You're really telling me that Pops's car just happened to be low on gas when he drove Mordecai and Rigby outside such that it would break down in the middle of these spooky-ass woods? Come on! This has to be some kind of setup! Rigby wakes Mordecai up by screaming his name into his ear. And when the aggravated Avarian asks him what's going on, Rigby informs him of their predicament. Mordecai brushes off his concerns and says that the three of them will have to push the car all the way back to the garage, Which is even dumber of an idea than the advice he gave Rigby at the start of this whole mess. I mean, did this idiot just forget how far away they drove? Well, regardless, after Rigby outright refuses to help, Mordecai and Pops step outside to push the car back by themselves. Rigby freaks out about going back the way they came, and he sees the headlights of the British taxi shining in the distance. Mordecai assumes that the headlights are a sign that help is on the way, but Rigby refuses to take any chances, jumping out of the taxi and scurrying off into the woods, much to the chagrin of his best friend. When Mordecai and Pops turn around, however, they finally realize that Rigby was telling the truth, and they immediately start running for their lives. Damn it! Pops had just paid that card off! The car chases our protagonists down the dirt road, effortlessly ramming through this tree trunk that's in its way. Why don't the trio just try running off the road, you ask?
The world may never know.
Mordecai and Pops do eventually jump out of the car's way, and when they see the car speed past them, they realize that the car is chasing after Rigby specifically. Credit to Pops for taking the time to stick his hat onto his head while Mordecai screams this exposition at the viewers. Gotta look dapper for the maker you're about to meet after all. The car catches up to Rigby, nicking his tail, and eventually corners him against a tree. As it bares its razor-sharp teeth, Mordecai and Pops run over to try and save him, only to be knocked out when they run into the doors that the taxi opens up in front of them. God damn, these dumbasses are so useless that I'm surprised that they haven't been killed yet. On the bright side, their stupidity will surely result in Rigby's demise.
Hello, Gov'nor. I'm no Gov'nor! Hello, Gov'nor.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
The name's Fists! Leave me alone! I hate you! Stop following me!
Wait. If Rigby were strong enough to damage the fender of this car with his bare fists and rip the sign off of its roof with his bare teeth and uproot an entire goddamn tree to use as a battering ram, then why, in the name of all that is holy, didn't he unleash any of these powers before this point? There's only one possible explanation for this miracle. It is a dream that Rigby is cooking up while his flesh is being torn asunder by the taxi.
Rigby! Wake up! Rigby, stop it!
Stop! Mordecai?
Oh, thanks, show you're all right.
What? He isn't dead? But then, what the hell happened to the taxi?
I did it! I conquered my fear! I cleaned that taxi's clock with my fists.
That better not be what actually happened, writers, or I'm mailing a vaporizing bomb to your houses.
Kind of. You hit your head and started going psycho on the taxi, but actually the taxi was a kid.
Okay. Now I'm just confused.
You?
Yeah, what's your problem?
Why were you following me in that taxi suit?
My boss made me wear this. I'm from the video store. Your rental is overdue.
And you didn't think to give these two a call? Why?
I did, and I sent a fax.
That was you?
Yes?
Hold the fucking phone! If this guy is being serious, then he did a piss-poor job of trying to get the tape back from these two. I understand that he needed to be kept in character. Well, actually, I don't understand that, but let's put that aside. But why didn't he simply tell them that their tape was overdue in his spooky-ass voice? The only words he spoke to Rigby throughout this entire episode was the title of the movie he rented.
Hello, Gov'nor. Hello, Gov'nor. Hello, Gov'nor. Hello, Gov'nor. Hello, Gov'nor. Hello, Gov'nor.
This whole mess could have been avoided if he had just been more specific. I get that his boss makes him wear these costumes in order to advertise the films that they have in stock, but surely that doesn't mean that his boss wants him to act as those characters while conducting business, does he? How the hell do they retain customers if this is how they treat people that have overdue tapes? Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the hustle as a mad genius who loves to torture people with his inventions, but I'm speaking in terms of practicality here. These people don't exactly strike me as sadists. But anyways, what exactly is stopping this guy from just approaching Rigby like normal while wearing the costume? Is his boss secretly monitoring him at all times to make sure that he doesn't break character? Because keep in mind, he wasn't acting this way when we saw him wearing his first costume at the beginning of the episode.
Movies, rent your movies. Oh, sorry, man.
Nice outfit.
It's a costume. They make me wear it.
And before you say, well, Professor, that's because the man was dressed as a building. Buildings aren't scary. Keep in mind that by the logic of this episode, that man shouldn't have been speaking or moving, since buildings don't talk or move. Last, but certainly not least, if this taxi was really just some kid in a crappy costume, then how in the hell was he able to burst through and obliterate both a real car and a tree trunk? On top of that, how was he able to catch up to a real car that was driving at full speed if he was just wearing a costume?
It just raises too many questions.
You know what? Forget it. Let's just see if this episode ends on a note that is slightly scary that would justify me wasting my time reviewing it.
So can you just return the video, please?
We broke it.
Well, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Pops?
Of course. I'm afraid the smallest bill I have is 100. Will that do?
Yeah, sure. Is this some kind of joke? I gotta get a better job.
Ah, yes. An earnest, if completely unhinged, American worker being robbed of his money and time by thieving slackers. What could be more cruel than that? Now, hopefully, this episode doesn't end on a surprisingly wholesome bonding moment that completely ruins my high.
Hey, Mordecai?
Ah, not again.
Don't worry, dude. I'm not scared again. Thanks, dude, for helping me out with my fears and stuff.
No problem, man. Night, Rigby.
Good night, Mordecai.
Okay, that was a bad scene, but it looks like Rigby is going to sleep one more time. So maybe, just maybe, this episode will end with Rigby being tormented by the British taxi one final time. Come on, hit me with the scariest imagery you've got, writers!
They say this city's pretty tough, but I'm tough. tougher.
Alright, that's it. I'm out of here. Alex, my Halloween special was a bust. You can have your channel back. Huh? What was that?
Minotaur's my butler, the Cyclops my valet, a centaur drives my chariot that takes me down the way. A river made of fire, through a street that's paved in bones. I got a dozen zombie skeletons to walk me to my throne. In the land of the dead, heck boy ain't it grand. I'm the overlord of the underworld, 'cause I hold horror's hand. In the land of the dead, I'm dark side royalty. I'm far renowned in the underground, and you can't take that away from me. No, you can't take that from me.